Hello, that's Hayley from SevereWeatherTV.com with the Severe Weather Outlook for October 11th. So what is occurring at the moment in the Atlantic? We've got Tropical Storm Faye. In the Northwest Pacific, Typhoon Vongfong. In the North Indian Ocean, Cyclone Hudhud. More on all of those later. In Mexico today, we've got the possibility for strong to very strong rains in these areas, as well as this zone of instability, which we'll also talk about later. In the United States, basically, there's a threat in here. Again, we'll talk about that later. In Canada, warnings for wind. That's pretty much the only warning at the moment. So cyclone-wise, over here, Faye, Vongfong, Hudhud. So starting with Faye, there is a hurricane watch in effect for basically Bermuda at the moment because of this storm. Here is a satellite picture, and here is some satellite loops of Faye. Then with Hudhud, of course, I don't think this thing has officially made landfall, but pretty much half of it is over the country already. Per India Meteorological Department, there are warnings for heavy rainfall, wind warnings, they talk about the dangerous sea conditions, and storm surge warnings. They've got the damages that can be expected, as well as the actions that are suggested. So if you want the latest version of this bulletin, you go to the Regional Specialized Meteorological Center website, go down here, National Bulletin is where all of this detail is. Vongfong. So with Vongfong, Typhoon Vongfong also, look how large the cloud base kind of associated with this thing is. So per Japan Meteorological Agency's various warnings in effect, here's a sampling. There are storm warnings in effect, high waves, and storm surge, all warnings for that. So that is what is happening with Vongfong at the moment. In the Eastern Pacific and the Atlantic, there's also some zones of probability. So starting all of these in the next 5 days, starting over here, this one has a 40% chance, 10%, 60%, and 10%. So we might be seeing a storm in these parts, and of course also in these parts. So obviously something to keep an eye on. In the United States, here's an overview of the severe thunderstorm threat for the next few days. Here's what's happening at the moment. One tornado warning in effect. And what's kind of interesting about that is if you go over to the actual official outlook, there is no tornado threat today. And that's why you always have to pay attention, even if you're not in a threat area. However, there is a chance, 5% chance for the 58 mile per hour in greater winds, and 5% chance for the 1 inch or larger hail. Tomorrow, it's up a little bit to 15% chance for the severe thunderstorms. And that is it for today. And hopefully you're staying safe out there.